definitely shaking a bit, but it's not blowing any white smoke, or actually very little, and it smells more like oil than it does coolant. We'll see once it warms up. We'll give it a second. If it starts blowing white smoke, then we know we have a head gasket blown and we need to do the head gasket. Well, she must have been really dry because I was bleeding the system, and then once the thermostat opened, that's what we got. It's been a couple days. Now our lights have finally arrived, and our radiator. Yes, that's right. And I've never had one actually packaged like this before, where it's like in the plastic, kind of like, I don't know, I've had other parts packaged like this, but I've never had one of these guys packaged like this, and it kind of just slipped right there. I wasn't actually trying to be that rough with it, but we've got our radiator. This ended up coming from Amazon, believe it or not, and so did these, as well as these, which we'll open up together in a second. I haven't even looked at them yet, but these are these guys, and these are obviously for the rear. Now, I did get a set, so if they don't match, we do have a set. All of this, including the radiator, came from Amazon. This was like 23 bucks, this was like 26 bucks, or vice versa. Regardless, it's not a big difference. This was like 180 bucks, so not too bad. I did check Rock Auto first, but this was around, I think, 130, but with shipping, it would have ended up being 200. So I ended up paying a little bit less than Rock Auto, plus I got it sooner. Actually, this wasn't supposed to show up until like 3 or 4 days from now. Same with these. So I could have got them on Rock Auto, but then I would have paid a lot in shipping, so I ended up getting them here. That is the brand, and that is the piece that I bought. But honestly, these are all over Amazon, so I'm sure you could find these pretty easy. Now let's open these up and see exactly what the heck is in here. Okay, perfect. That's exactly what I was hoping. Just a nice, clean, stock looking piece. And they are angled, and we do have a left and a right. I don't know if they're actually left and right, but we have two. So there we go. I'll open the other one up in a minute. Let's take a look at this thing real quick. Oh, so you get screws with it. You get a gasket, which is like the foam backing or whatever it's called. So you can see that is the foam little gasket there, and there's our light. So let's go see if this matches up with what we have. So to be honest, it's a perfect match. Nice. And just so that it doesn't look too ghetto, and because they were cheap, I'm gonna probably replace both just so that they match, because this one has been beat up and faded over time. So if we're gonna put them on, might as well do both. And if I ever have to get them again, not a big deal. I'm gonna keep this one as a spare just in case. But yeah, that looks pretty good. And I did get the bulbs and some silicone, and we've got our coolant. One tip I'll give you guys: if you ever buy coolant, if you're not keeping it in your vehicle and you're just using it to actually fill your radiator, get yourself the concentrate. So this one is concentrate, so you have to add water yourself. But to be honest with you, I think it's $1 difference between this and the stuff that's half water, half coolant. You can fill it yourself as long as you're at home. So save yourself some money, buy the concentrate. And we did get ourselves some bulbs for the front, the proper size bulbs, 3157s. So now we can do those. And I've got some silicone to seal up the rear. I know I could have bought the right stuff from Permatex. That stuff takes like 5 to 10 minutes to cure, but it was double the price. So to be honest with you, I don't mind leaving it for 24 hours. I'm not in a time crunch. The Jeep's not going anywhere. So we'll use that for now, and we'll throw these in, we'll throw those lights on, and yeah, then I think we'll do the radiator. So let's do the lights real quick because that should be easy, and then we'll do the radiator after that. Now, I know this looks kind of stupid. I know that everything's all crunchy and now we have a fresh light on there. But honestly, as long as it works, it's better than nothing. And we will address the cosmetics once all of the mechanics are taken care of. Well, these lights definitely have been through it. And it looks like somebody's already replaced this one because it already looks a bit newer. But maybe I'm wrong. Regardless, those are trash. These ones look fresh, like too fresh for this Jeep, but it was cheap, and yeah, so now let's see if they work. I put the new bulbs in already. Let's see. Oh, perfect. This one's on. This one is not on. What's up with you? What's going on here? And there's Vince.
What's up, guys?
Yo. Now it's on, but not really, kind of. I think it's the plug, which I can also replace if that's the case. I don't know why I'm rhyming here. Yeah, it looks like the plug. Hold on. Like it's on, it's just dim. This one, actually.
No, it's not that dim, bro. It's just bright.
Actually, yeah, you know what? I think that's good. Hold on, let me turn off my camera light.
Turn off this one too, because it's actually like nicely painted in here, so it's hella bright. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's actually pretty good. That's probably where they should be, eh? All right, hold on. Turn signals. Okay, and see, the two-stage bulb works because it doesn't go out when it's blinking. So that means that both are actually on. So let me try the other side.
What's up, guys? Yeah, we're blinking, and it's that two-stage thing, and it's not turning off, so it looks good. Got the multi-light. Yeah, it's raving. Yeah, the lights are on the side. It's off now.
Okay, then the lights are good. Under 30 bucks, and we got our lights fixed. Not too bad. Now, I'm gonna tackle the rear. And yes, I do bring my own lighting. Now I'm gonna tackle the rear, and shout out to Justine. Drop a like for her, because she's always doing the hard jobs. She's helping me clean the inside today. And now we've got to do these guys. So it looks like we still have that gasket, which is super crumbly. So to be honest, I might just double them up because, like, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get this one out of here that easy. So we'll see. Leave that there for now, actually, or whatever. I'm probably just actually gonna do my best to scrape whatever I can out of here, and then we'll use the new one and we'll call it a day. But I think what we're gonna do is silicone this light from the inside so that we have it sealed and we don't have any issues, any water coming in. And then I'll run a bead of silicone just in case right along the edge there, and I think we'll be all right. So that bolt broke when we were taking the lens off. So I went, since we have to leave this to cure for 24 hours before I put the new lens on, or we'll never get the lens off to change the bulb. So I figured, let's take these off and drill that screw out, because I couldn't drill it out from the front. Well, now none of these bolts want to thread back in. Not a single one. So yeah, fun for me. Now I guess we're gonna try to either retap that or something, I don't even know. And as always, we figured it out. So all I had to do was zip tie it in place. Yep, that's right. But she is actually pretty solid, feels almost better than before. So I'm happy with that. And those are easy to replace. Now, I did stick on the new trim or the new like gasket or whatever. And honestly, after wiping off a bit of the silicone, I don't think it's gonna touch the silicone. And I think it'll be better for it. Let's just wipe off that one little bit there. I think it'll be better for it to actually seal in the position that it's supposed to be in. So instead of it sealing now and hardening now and maybe the lens not fitting properly, I'm gonna put the lens on and it'll be all good. But I already got the other side on and she's looking fresh. Like, that looks like a brand new light. Obviously we got to wash the whole thing, but damn, they're gonna look good. And I did keep the other one as a spare, so we do have one lens as a spare. Then I'll throw the other lens on here and we're good to go. And there we go. There's both of them on there, looking fresh, very reflective. And now I think we're good to go. Everything sitting as it should. This corner, I wish I had the screw, but to be honest, it's not really that bad. Like, it could be better, but it is what it is. This we're gonna have to fix, and I'm thinking we're gonna be able to probably cut the entire corners out. Now I don't know if we're just gonna cut them and leave them and just tube it, or if we're gonna actually just replace it with a piece of corner, because you can buy the corners. So we'll see. Yeah. But that's gonna get addressed soon, and I don't know if these lights are just gonna get replaced. So for 20 bucks, they look good for now, but I don't really care to do too much in the means of trying to repair this one and fix it and do all of that. It works, everything is good, I'm happy. And with that new gasket in there, I think it should seal pretty decent too. You can see it in there, should be all right. And after doing this already, I think this is 4 or 5 times this year. Regardless, I think I've changed this like a dozen times over the life of this Jeep. The rad came out in like 10 minutes. I also did check on that leaking, and that is starting right here. I washed it all off and I tightened it up. I moved everything. I don't see anything weird. So yeah, I also washed off the entire side of the block here. So we'll see if there's anything new coming out or anything leaking over there. But damn, look at this rad. Definitely took a beating. That is one beat up piece of junk. So now I'm gonna get rid of this one. We'll throw in this one and fill her with fluid. And no, I'm not stupid, guys. I do know when you overheat an engine, you can warp the head, crack the block, break, not break, but burn up the gaskets. But honestly, I've put this Jeep, and not this engine, but the last engine, through a lot. And I know these things can handle a lot, so I'm optimistic. I'm gonna start it, and if it's good, it's good. Obviously, I know there's a lot that could be wrong with it, but we'll find out in a minute, I guess. Well, the moment of truth is here. New rad is in, she's all bolted up, and I just filled her up, so she's pretty much right at the top. I put in 1 full jug of coolant or concentrate, and now I'm just topping it off with a tiny bit of water. So I'm gonna do 1 full jug of water, 1 full jug of concentrate, and switch back and forth. But yeah, let's see. Well, first things first, she doesn't look happy because she's shaking a bit, but it's not blowing any white smoke, or actually very little, and it smells more like oil than it does coolant. We'll see once it warms up, so we'll give it a second. If it starts blowing white smoke, then we know we have a head gasket blown and we need to do the head gasket. But yeah, I guess we'll know in a second. So far, it's not blowing any white smoke. I'm gonna have to wait for it to actually heat up and open up the temperature gauge or the thermostat. But so far, like, it doesn't look too crazy. So let's wait for the temperature to come up and we'll see what happens. Well, she must have been really dry because I was bleeding the system, and then once the thermostat opened, that's what we got. Yeah. So I don't think it's overheated. Yeah, it's not overheated, but it's definitely warm. So I'm gonna just keep adding water to it, and yeah, hopefully it calms down. Okay, so I got it as full as I could, and then I started it back up because I figured it needs to circulate to actually cool down, and it did. It cooled back down. It went back down to a normal range. So we are where we should be. Now I'm just gonna wait to bleed the rest out of the system, put the cap on, and clean up my mess in here because I definitely need to clean this, yeah, shit. So I'm not gonna say that my theory was right, that the metal got hot and expanded, but maybe, because there's no more smoking, so no more oil off the valve cover. She's running, and there's nothing really happening at the side where the gasket is. It is sweating a tiny bit over here. But like, that's barely anything. So to be honest with you, if that's the only issue, if it's only like that, then I can live with that. That doesn't seem too bad. Now, she is getting warm, so we're gonna turn her off because I'm sure there's still a bit of air in the system. So yeah, you can hear it boiling over now. Oh yeah. So we'll give it a minute since it got real hot, and I don't understand how I was just touching the block, but yeah, apparently it's overheating. So give it a minute. I'm gonna go get some supplies to clean up around here, and once it cools down, we'll top her off and we'll run it again. Okay, got myself some more water, and it cooled back down enough that I got it open and I filled it back up, so you can see she's full again. So now let's try bleeding it again, because I know there's some air in the system. Yeah, hopefully having it on this angle kind of makes all the air want to come to the radiator, but you never know. Might have to take it for a drive. So let's see. Yeah, there's definitely still some air in there. I closed the cap and I've been running it for the past 10 minutes, and honestly, seems healthy. Everything seems to be working as it should. Idling is pretty much normal. The RPMs come down like they should. Temperature is staying pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna run it for another minute or two and see if the temperature spikes. But so far, I think we'll be good to go for a drive and test her like that. So I ran it for another 10 minutes and you can see the temperature stayed steady just above normal. So I'm thinking that there's still an air pocket in the system somewhere. But I'm not gonna be worried about it tonight. I'm not gonna chase it tonight. I've already spent long enough down here today. So for tonight, I think we're good. However, on the side here, you can see it's barely sweating. Like there's a tiny bit of wetness there. But to be honest with you guys, I'm not really gonna be concerned about it. I think we're okay. It also stopped smoking in this section over here. So yeah, like I think the next call of action is gonna be let her sit for the night, let her cool down, come back in the morning, open it up, fill it up, top it off, and run it again. And if it doesn't overheat, we'll go for a drive. So I guess I'll see you guys in the morning, because I'm pretty tired and I think I'm gonna call it a night. Well, it's the next day. Gave her a cold start. She's running good. Now let's take her for a drive and see exactly how it acts once we actually have it on the road. Well, she's at temperature now, so we're gonna just keep cruising around and we'll see what we can do. But hopefully it stays there. Well, she hasn't overheated yet, so I thought she deserved a wash. And you won't believe it, but I got out of here for $10 today. And it actually looks pretty damn good. Well, other than, let's not talk about that. But the fenders and the rear quarters I'll be doing at the same time as the body mounts. Because as you guys can see, once you start getting into like real hardcore off-roading, you start putting on limiting straps. So I don't need the limiting strap once I repair everything, because right now it's limiting my body mount from moving. So hopefully we'll be able to get all of that tidied up and fixed soon. But she don't look too bad today. I think she washed up pretty good. Let's keep going, let's keep driving it for a bit, and hopefully we don't overheat. But I think we got all the bugs worked out. Hey, so fun fact, I just figured out those bolts are actually what ground the light bulbs. So without those bolts, then there's no way that that turn signal is going to work. So I just had to jimmy rig it, and what I did was I left it mounted the way it is, but I grabbed a piece of wire from my speaker wire here, stripped it, put it in there around where it's supposed to be to connect, and there you have it. Now they work as they should. Just a little tip that I thought I'd give you guys in case you decided to mount your lights ghetto like me. You need something to ground them. Well, she made it home. Still good. And mine always used to sit a little bit higher than there, but actually I meant to say a little bit higher than center. But yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with that. It's not perfectly at 100, probably just over, but yeah, that's pretty much where it always used to sit. Sounds healthy. Let's go check after that drive how we're looking under the hood. Oh, and I'm so glad I got this spot back. The ceilings are much taller in here, and I can actually open my hood like this again, which is a nice change. But let's looking like she's still good. Like, we cleaned it off all along here, and yeah, like there's no new leakage. It sweat a little bit the other day, but right now I think I'm all right. If anything, this one section I'm gonna keep watching, but yeah, I'm not gonna stress myself out and go tearing the engine apart right now if it's just leaking that much and it's not actually burning any coolant. So I think I'm gonna leave that and call it a day. And after tightening up that little hose, I don't have any leakage either. Like, this is just water from when I just parked right now, but there is no actual, like, yeah, you can see it dripping from right here, but there's no oil. So maybe we fixed our power steering leak as well. We shall see. And there is also nothing wrong with the oil, so she's looking good. Not even too dirty, to be honest with you. But yeah, like there's no coolant or any water or anything in there, so I think we got lucky on that front too. Yeah, like she's looking good. Can't complain at all. And last but certainly not least, haha, sweet. So yeah, we have a winch. I guess everything is good to go. Looks like Big Bird here will survive for another trail. Will she survive another trail? I don't know, but she'll survive to get to another trail. Oh, and I can't forget, I'm gonna have to come back and tap some new holes because these ones are pretty worn out. That's okay, I'm just gonna move the license plate over a little bit and we're gonna have to put the license plate back. But I think on that note, we are done. Honestly guys, it wasn't that much work. I'm pleasantly surprised that we got everything back together and TJ's good. It is a trooper. This thing's definitely a beast. It's been through a lot and hopefully we can have a lot more stories to tell. But thank you guys for sticking around. Thank you guys for watching and thank you guys for being here. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. But please jump down there, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and give this video a share because trust me, there's great content coming your way and hopefully you'll be there with me. But until then guys, ride safe out there. Peace.